So I'm going to play music on Spotify. If you have a playlist you'd like to play, you can have it playing in the background on your phone. And if you have 2 blocks, great. We're going to use 2 blocks this evening, and we're going to start out in Supta Baddha Konasana on our backs with our blocks. So get yourself situated. Bring the bottoms of your feet together. We're going to start with a breathing exercise. And the 2 blocks are for underneath your knees. If your hips are feeling tight tonight, I suggest you use them. If not, you can have your knees relaxed without the blocks. So come to your backs. We're going to begin with a breathing exercise called the 3-part breath. Begin with your hands on your belly. Start to notice your breath underneath your hands. You're welcome to shift and move a bit to get yourself more relaxed and grounded toward the earth. With each breath you take, start to fill up fuller on the inhales. Draw your navel toward the floor on the exhales to empty out the breath completely. The breath can be flowing in through the nose and out through the mouth. With each breath you take, any tension that you're holding in the body, that surface level, will just begin to melt away. I welcome you to close your eyes to bring your awareness inward as we connect to our emotional bodies tonight. As you exhale, exhale out anything that no longer serves you. And as you inhale, inhale with the intention of bringing your possibility to life. Who are you when you're in a space of emptiness? Is it peace, joy, ease? What comes to mind? As you notice the breath under your hands, also breathe your lower back, finding a 360 breath. As you breathe deeply, the hips will start to relax, with the jaw and the shoulders. Next, we'll bring our hands to our lower ribs. Continue with your breath in the belly. And when you inhale into the belly, sift the rest of the breath up into the lungs. Feel the rib cage expand. Exhale from the lungs down to the belly, emptying out the belly last. When your exhale's empty, fill up from the bottom up. Empty from the top down. Moving the energy from your solar plexus up into the heart space. The same goes with the upper ribs. Breathe into the back of the ribs and the shoulder blades, reaching the breath toward the earth and into the back of the heart space. feeling connected and cradled by the earth. So the muscles can relax and your body can focus solely on the breath. The last part of the 3-part breath, you'll bring the hands up to the collarbones. Continue to start from the bottom, fill up the diaphragm and the lungs last. And with the rest of the breath, you're going to sip up into the collarbones, reaching the tops of the lungs. And empty from the collarbones down to the diaphragm. Inhaling from the bottom up. Exhale from top down. And as you are here breathing, imagine the prana, the energy moving through the body. Clearing away any hidden spaces of trapped emotions or feelings. Creating more freedom in the breath and the body. When we feel tense, uncomfortable, or out of control, we shallow the breath, only reaching the tops of the lungs, storing what we're experiencing within us. Take one more breath in from the bottom up. Let all the breath go. Release your hands, place your arms down, palms face the floor for grounding. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Sigh out the breath. Bring your knees together, close your legs up like a book. Remove the blocks away from your body. Feet are hip width apart, further than the hips to the outer edges of the mat. Let the knees fall over to the right side. Look over the left shoulder. You're welcome to cactus your arms here. Keep the shoulders grounded. Let the knees sway over to the left side. Look over your right shoulder. Bring the knees back to center. Hug them into your chest. Start to rock side to side. Circle the knees, massage out the hips. Slow down the circle and switch direction. When the knees come to the chest, pause for a moment, hug them in. Place your hands underneath your thighs. Yogi roll front to back on the mat. Take a few rolls here, rolling along the vertebrae. And roll yourself up to a seat. Once you get to your seat, you're welcome to use a block underneath your sits bones, or you can place 2 blocks again underneath the knees to elevate your hips over the knees, or higher than the knees. We'll do a few seated practices here. Place your hands on your thighs or at the knees to move the pelvis. On your inhale, untuck the tailbone, lift the heart, the head can lift. On the exhale, tuck the tailbone under, chin to chest, round in the back. When the exhale is empty, inhale, untuck the tailbone, lift the heart, eyes open or closed. Then exhale, round in the back. You can use your knees as leverage to keep you held up. Continue to flow with the breath. You can be as dramatic as you'd like in your movements. Tapping into the energy of water as you flow and move the body freely. One more inhale and exhale. Return back to neutral. If you have a block underneath you, you can remove it with your hands on your knees or lap. Take your chest over towards your right knee. Roll your heart forward, over to the left knee. Sway back, hands on knees for leverage. Take yourself over to the right knee again. Start to sync your movement with your breath. Eyes can remain closed, bringing in that inner awareness. Notice the parts of the body that touch the earth as you flow. You can relax the head and neck. Let's slow down the circle and switch direction. Slow yourself down, come back up to a neutral spine. Pause for a moment, find equal weight in the sits bones. Think of the pelvis as a bowl and sit yourself upright. Crown of the head lifts tall with ease. On the next in-breath, reach your arms up and over the head. Exhale your hands to heart center. Plug your thumbs into your heart, gaze at the middle fingers or keep the eyes closed. Set your intention for your practice. This is a time to dream. It's a time to reminisce. Once you've found your intention, reach your arms up, look up, and send it out into the universe. Exhale the hands down. Bring your hands out in front of you and make your way into a tabletop. Toes tucked or untucked, begin to flow through your cows and cats. Notice where you ground on the mat. Again, finding freedom in the body. Eyes opened or closed. One more inhale and exhale. And return back to neutral spine. Tuck your toes under, downward facing dog. Bend one knee at a time, pedal out the heels. Start to rock the hips side to side as well, creating length through the side body. Ooh. Return to stillness. Lift the right leg up, toes point down, square the hips. Bend your upper leg, stack the hips, draw your heel towards your left butt cheek. Gaze underneath your left armpit, roll out your upper ankle, bend in the toes. Square the shoulders. Inhale, lift the legs, keep the hips square, lower your foot to the ground, shift weight into the right foot, lift the left leg up, bend the knee, stack the hips. Take a look at your lower leg, the kneecap stays forward, continue to receive the heel toward the earth. Look underneath the right armpit, roll out your upper ankle, bend in the toes. Inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, lower your foot to the ground. Rise up to your toes. Look at your hands. Walk your feet to your wrists. Ragdoll pose, feet hip width apart or further. Upper body hangs. Ribs rest on the thighs. Take a full breath in here. Let it all go. Start to sway side to side. You can imagine any stress or tension that you've been carrying around all day is melting off of the shoulders and into the earth. Walk your hands over to the right side of the mat, bend your right knee, lift your left hip toward the ceiling or the sky. Then walk your hands over to the left side, bend the left knee, lift the right hip. Walk your hands back to center, toe heel your feet together. Bend your knees, thighs parallel to the earth. Place your hands on your thighs. Press your hands into the thighs, come up to stand. Reach up. Exhale your hands to your heart. Soft bend in the knees. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold forward, hinge at the hips. Step your left foot back for a high lunge. Option to use both blocks here. Feet on railroad tracks. Bend in the front knee, square the hips, lengthen your heart forward. On your inhale, straighten the front leg, rise into the ball of the back foot, round in the back, bow towards your front leg. Exhale, bend the front knee, lengthen through the back heel, reach the heart forward. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, rise up and round. Exhale, lengthen and ground. Move once more with the breath. Lower your back knee to the earth, untuck the toes, rise up. Again, the hips are square and forward. Reach the arms up, take a breath in. Exhale, let the arms float back. 2 more times with the arms, breath in, lift up. Exhale, roll them back. Once more. Bring your front foot with your hands, step your front foot back. Puppy pose. Extend your arms out in front of you, hips stay over knees, let your heart melt toward the earth. Keep your navel drawn toward your spine, lower ribs draw toward the hips. Come forward to a forearm plank, create some strength in the core. Broaden through the collarbone, small valley in the shoulders. Build a strong breath here, breathing into all 3 chambers. Gently lower the hips and pelvis to the earth. Untuck your toes, Sphinx pose. Take a breath in. Exhale, lower down, forehead touches the mat, hands at the lower rib cage, elbows draw in toward the ribs. Take a deep breath in here. Side out. Press yourself back, child's pose. Rise up to tabletop, tuck the toes under, downward facing dog. Float the left leg up. Bend your knee, bring it in towards your nose. Step your foot to the head of the mat. High lunge. We're gonna stay with our upper body low toward the earth. Again, option to use the blocks here. Inhale, straighten the front leg, rise into the ball of the back foot, round in the back. Exhale, bend the front knee, lengthen, heart reaches forward. 2 more times. Lengthen on the exhale. Once complete, back knee finds the ground, untuck the toes, rise up. 3 breaths with the arms, inhale your arms up. Exhale the arms down. 2 more times. Once complete, frame your front foot, tuck the back toes under, step your back foot forward.
Good.
Hold.
I'm not going wrong today.
Roll yourself up to stand. Reach your arms up, take a breath in. Forward fold on your exhale, ground through your feet. Step your left foot back. Low lunge, bring your back knee to the ground, untuck the toes. We'll take 1 breath here. Inhale, rise up, sweep the arms up. Exhale, lower your hands down to the ground. Place your left hand on the mat or your block. Sweep your right arm up toward the ceiling. Stack the shoulders. Inhale, lengthen through your upper fingers. Exhale, sweep your arm toward the back of the mat like you're doing a great big wave. Inhale, the arm lifts up again. Exhale, wave it back. 1 more time. When your last inhale is full, exhale the hand down. Half Hanuman, shift your hips back. Blocks can be used here. Now your hips are in line with your back knee. Continue to square them forward, bend the front knee, flex your foot, reach your heart towards your toes, bow towards your front leg. Send a generous breath down into your hamstrings. Keep the jaw relaxed. Relax the shoulders. Where can you soften in the body? Stay as you are or take it further. Walk your hands to the outside of your front leg. Walk the hands back to center. Bend your front knee. Tuck your back, sweep your front leg back to tabletop. Puppy pose, let your heart melt forward. Arms reach forward as well. Come forward to your forearm plank. Lower your hips and pelvis to the floor. Untuck the toes, Sphinx pose. Lower yourself down, bring your hands by your lower rib cage, elbows draw in toward the ribs. Inhale the legs and the chest off the mat. Stay as you are or hover your hands off the ground. Notice the belly rise and fall as you breathe. 1 more deep breath in. Exhale, lower down, forehead can touch the earth. Take a deep breath in. Sigh it out, pour it out into the earth. Toes tuck under, downward facing dog. Navel draws toward the spine, core is engaged. Lift the left leg up, step your left foot forward, low lunge, back knee finds the earth. Untuck your back toes, rise up, 1 breath, arms sweep up. Exhale the arms down. Bring your hands to the earth. Place your right hand on the ground. Sweep the left arm up, twist towards your front knee. Inhale, reach through the fingertips. Exhale, reach the arm back. Inhale, lift the arm. Exhale, reach it back. Do that one more time. After your arm lifts the last time, frame your front foot with your hands. Shift your hips back, half Hanuman. First, set up your posture. Relax the shoulders. Connect with the breath. Breathe into any areas that need a little extra love and support. Stay as you are. Walk your hands to the outside of the front leg. Go deeper into the hamstring. Walk the hands forward. Bend the front knee. Tuck the back toes under. Big step. Step it forward. Fold. Roll yourself up to stand. Reach your arms up. One more sun salute. Exhale, fold forward. Step the left foot back. Low lunge. Inhale, rise up, sweep your arms up. Exhale the arms down. Bring your front leg. Shift back, half Hanuman. Now we're gonna flow. Inhale, bend the front knee, sweep the arms up and back. Exhale into half Hanuman. Connect with the breath. You'll find easy balance as you flow from pose to pose. Take it at your own pace. It's got a full moon in Pisces. Pisces is a water sign. So it's a great time to connect to your emotions. Also, if there's something you've been fighting for, it's a good time to acknowledge why you're fighting for it. This is also the closest full moon to the autumn equinox. There's a bit of letting go of the season. Take one more inhale. On your exhale, bring your hands to the mat. Step your front leg back. Reach forward, puppy pose. Heart melts toward the earth. Keep the navel drawn toward the spine. Come forward, forearm plank. Strong core gets easier every time you do it. Lower your hips and pelvis to the floor. Untuck the toes, Sphinx pose. Keep the elbows underneath the shoulders or extend the arms wide out in front of you. Tent the fingers and take your back bend a little deeper. Continue to draw your lower ribs toward the hip points. Broaden through your collarbones, let your heart shine. Take one more deep breath in. Exhale, lower down, forehead touches the mat, hands at the lower ribs, elbows draw in, take a full breath in. Side out, pour down to the earth. Toes tuck under, downward facing dog. Lift the left leg up. Step your foot to the head of the mat, low lunge, back knee finds the earth. Untuck the toes, inhale the arms, lift up, sweep them up and back. We're gonna exhale to half Hanuman, shift it back, reach your heart forward. Start to flow with your own breath. If you want a deep life, you need a deep breath. And if you want a strong life, you need a strong breath. When the breath is full, you can move mindfully. Allowing yourself to be in the present, which is the only moment that exists. Well, that you have access to right now. When you're complete, bend the front knee, hands on the ground, bring the front foot. Walk your hands over to the right side of the mat. Come up into a wide leg forward fold. Toes are gonna point outward. Let's do some Skandasana. Walk your hands to the back of the mat and bend the back knee. Walk your hands to the head of the mat, bend the front knee. Again, continue to flow with your breath, moving mindfully and with purpose. You can be as creative as you'd like with your body here, with your legs and your arms. Walk your hands back to center underneath the face. Turn the toes toward the right side. Walk your hands to the head of the mat. Pivot your feet and hips forward. Step your back foot forward and fold. Rise up to stand. Reach your arms up. Exhale your hands to your heart. Pause for a moment. Notice the shift of energy in your body. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, fold. Step your left foot back, warrior two. Extend long through the wrists. Square your hips underneath the shoulders. Gaze over your front middle finger. Flip your front palm, reverse your warrior. Option to bind here, wrap the back arm to the front hip or thigh. Take one more breath in, reach long. Exhale back to warrior two. Extended side angle, forearm on the front thigh. Sweep the back arm up and over. Stay light in your forearm. The core is active and engaged here. And if the bind's feeling right to you tonight, you can take your binds, play in any way that you'd like. Go as deep or stay as gentle as the body wants. Continue with a strong breath, breathing into all three chambers. Ground down, rise back up, straighten the front leg. Trikonasana, shift back, lengthen forward, stack the shoulders. Feel the strength in your lower body rise into your upper body. Engage your core, slowly rise back up. Turn the front foot to face the side of the mat. Wide leg forward fold with the toes slightly turned in. Knees stay bent. We're gonna stay here for a few breaths. Find a comfortable spot for your arms. Practice your inversions if you're feeling it tonight. This is your opportunity to ground. Notice all the places that touch the ground. Walk your hands back up underneath you, half lift, lengthen forward. Walk your hands to the head of the mat, pivot your feet and hips forward. Bring your back knee to the ground. Step your front leg back to tabletop. Puppy pose, reach forward, melt the heart toward the earth. Full breath in, and let go. Come forward, forearm plank. Hips and pelvis lower to the ground. Untuck the toes, Sphinx pose, breath in. Exhale, lower. Place your hands by your sides, palms face the earth. Inhale, locust pose, legs, chest, and arms lift off the earth. One more big breath in. Exhale, lower. Hands by the lower ribs, tuck the toes under, downward facing dog. Lift the left leg, step it to the head of the mat, warrior two. Ground down, rise up. Check in with your alignment. Extend the arms long. Gaze over your front middle finger. The direction that we're moving in life is forward. Flip your front palm. You can imagine your intention is in your palm. And lift that intention up, send it out. Reverse your warrior. Breathe into the left side of the body, connecting to your feminine side, your emotional side, the lunar side. Arms back to a T, extended side angle. Full or half bind here if it feels right. Strong breath. Lower arm is light and easy. Return to warrior two, straighten your front leg. Soft bend in the knees, Trikonasana, shift the hips back, lengthen forward, stack the shoulders. Core is engaged, rise up. Turn your front foot toward the side of the mat. Bring the hands behind you, choose a bind of your choice. Wide leg forward fold, hinge forward, keep the knees bent, let the upper body hang. Halfway lift, lengthen forward, hands on hips, slowly rise. Turn your front foot to face the front of the mat. Reach forward for your invisible rope. Pull yourself up to stand. Next, we'll do some balancing. Find your feet underneath your hips, soft bend in the knees. We'll do tree pose, or you have the option of doing half lotus, your choice. Shift weight into your right foot. Bring the left foot to the ankle, calf, or thigh. For half lotus, the foot's gonna go into the right hip crease, or you can do figure four. Hold onto the foot in half lotus and do a half mudra with the left hand, or maybe both hands are accessible to come together. If in half lotus, stay lifted or begin to bend in the knee and sit down into your invisible chair. Option from here to fold forward, bring your hands to the earth or your blocks. If a forearm balance is in your practice tonight, you'll hook the right foot into your bicep, bend the elbow, shift weight into the arms and the hands, and extend the leg back. Your right leg extends back. We're going to gently release from this posture as gracefully as you can. Once you're out of the pose, shake out your standing limb. Let's switch sides. Ground the left foot, right foot to tree pose or half lotus at the hip crease or at your knee or just above. Stay lifted in half lotus or bend the knee and sit down into chair. Option from chair, hinge forward, hands come to the earth or your block. And again, if you'd like to do your forearm balance, go ahead and play. Allowing yourself to get a little messy, to try something new, to see where your progress is at. With as much grace as you can muster, we're going to make our way out. Once both feet return to the earth, shake out your standing leg. Come to the head of the mat. Stand in mountain pose. Lift all 10 toes, place them evenly on the earth. Appreciation for being able to be outside during this time of the year, barefoot, connecting to the ground. Take a breath in, reach your arms up. Fold forward on your exhale. Step your left leg back. Low lunge, knee to the ground, untuck the toes. Inhale, rise with one breath, arms sweep up and back. Exhale, hands to the mat. Frame your front foot, step your front leg back. Puppy pose. Come forward into your forearm plank. Lower the hips and pelvis to the ground, untuck the toes, Sphinx pose. Lower yourself to the mat, forehead meets the earth. Reach the arms long behind you, palms face the ground. Inhale, lift the chest, the legs, and the heart off the mat. Arms reach back, locust pose. Stay as you are or bend the back knees, floor bow, grab a hold of the feet or ankles. Flex the feet, press them into your hands. 2 more deep breaths. On your last exhale, lower down, release the legs if they're being held onto. Forehead comes to the forearms. Bend your knees, rock your legs side to side. Lower your legs back down, hands by the lower ribs. Press back, child's pose with the knees together. Come up to your shins, sweep your legs to the head of the mat. We're going to take a wide leg seat. Flex the toes, untuck the tailbone. Sit nice and tall here. You're welcome to have a block out in front of you. Forward fold, lead with your heart. Pelvis extends forward, and you hinge in the hips. Get into your inner legs. Walk your hands back up. Bend your knees. Place them out, your knees and feet out in front of you. Take your left leg, cross it underneath the right. We're going to come to cow face pose. Stack your right knee over the left. Sit nice and tall. Hands can come to the bottoms of the feet, the shins, or the top of the knee. Stay seated tall or begin to bow toward the ground, hinge in the hips. Slowly rise back up. We have two options here. If you have an inversion practice, you're welcome to go into a tripod headstand with your legs in this position, untwist them and twist them the opposite way and bring yourself back down. Or walk your hands over to the left side of the mat. Begin to walk the hands behind you. Keep your feet where they are as they rotate and pivot around. And when you come back around, now the left knee will be on top of the right. Adjust your sits bones, find them on the earth. Place your hands in the proper position for you. Stay lifted or fold forward. Breathe some love into the hips. Sighing out the breath, creating space and room for the new season to approach. For the new stage of our lives. Slowly rise up. If you fold forward, release the legs from each other, take the knees wide. Start to windshield wiper the knees side to side. Extend your legs long out in front of you. Staff pose. Reach the arms forward, sit nice and tall, and slowly lower your back down to the earth. Once you get to the ground, bring the knees into your chest. You can rock side to side here. Roll the, circle the knees, massage out the hips. Lift your legs up to the sky for waterfall pose, arms by your sides, palms face down. Let your back of the hips feel heavy toward the ground. Opportunity for the legs to drain. If you'd like to do some ab work here, you can straddle and split the legs. Happy baby pose, knees toward the armpits. Hold onto the outsides of your feet. Think of your back as a picnic blanket. You want all four corners on the ground. If that's not possible, hands go to the insides of the legs. Start to rock side to side. You can straighten one leg at a time or both. And take any last stretches or movements that you'd like. And find a comfortable resting position for the remainder of your practice. Give yourself this opportunity to breathe easily into your body, to absorb your practice, and to digest. Inhale and exhale. Bring awareness back to your breath. Begin to make small movements with your body to slowly wake up your muscles. Start with the fingers and toes. Move to the ankles and wrists. Drag your arms along the floor, reach them up over your head. Take a nice long body stretch. Extend long through the heels and out through the fingers. Place your feet on the mat, knees bent. Roll to your right side, rest in the fetal position. Feeling is the way we obtain important information about our well-being. If you cannot feel, how would you know what you want or needed? I'm going to read my favorite quote by George Bernard Shaw on the true joy in life. This is the true joy in life. The being used for a purpose, recognized by yourself as a mighty one. The being a force of nature, instead of a feverish, selfish little clod of ailments and grievances, complaining that the world will not devote itself to making you happy. I am of the opinion that my life belongs to the whole community. And as long as I live, it is my privilege to do for it whatever I can. I want to be thoroughly used up when I die. For the harder I work, the more I live. I rejoice in life for its own sake. Life is no brief candle to me. It is a sort of splendid torch which I have got hold of for the moment, and I want to make it burn as brightly as possible before handing it on to future generations. Give yourself some love and gratitude for coming to your practice tonight. Take your top hand, press it into the earth, and rise up to a comfortable seat with your palms on your lap, facing up to receive. Notice the easiness in the hips and in your body. On your next breath in, reach your arms up and over your head, palms together above you. Exhale your thumbs to the space between the eyebrows for kind and loving thoughts. To the mouth for kind and loving speech.
and your heart for kind and loving intention. Take one more deep breath in through the nose and sigh it out. You are my teacher as much as I am yours. Thank you so much for coming to class this evening. I acknowledge and bow to you all. Namaste. Thank you for coming tonight to class, Sailor Charlotte.